Hi everybody, this is Eddie Creasy and I'm here with Michael from CoolBitX, and we're going to have some post-BlockShow interviews with our speakers, and Michael is one of them. Michael was presenting at the regulation conference at BlockShow and gave a pretty decent keynote about the space and about what CoolBitX is doing in the regulation space of the blockchain. So, hi Michael.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here today. And I would like to ask you the first question. So you were talking about Signa and about regulations at the latest BlockShow. Could you please elaborate on that and tell a little bit more on about it to all of the viewers of the current episode?
Okay, so before we dive into what functions Signa Bridge provides and what its competitive advantages are, I would give you more of a background of why it's needed, and what exactly is needed. So, United Nations Anti-Money Laundering Group called FATF, Financial Action Task Force, in this summer announced what they call Recommendation 16. In specifically, its paragraph 7b requires all crypto exchanges, or what they call virtual asset service providers, to obtain and secure customer information from the counterparty VASP, from the counterparty virtual asset service provider. That means if two exchanges are sending crypto on behalf of their users to other exchanges, those exchanges will have to somehow find a way to share their customer information with each other. Now, there you can see two challenges. First, as an originator exchange, when your customer enter a crypto address to send to, as an exchange, how do you identify which counterparty exchange it is that is receiving this crypto from you? That's the first challenge. Then the second challenge will be, after identifying the counterparty exchange somehow, how do you securely, privately, efficiently exchange your customer information with that exchange? Given there are over 1,000 exchanges around the world, they may be located in all different countries, different languages, different communication channels, different data format. How do you unify all that? And how do you make sure throughout the whole process, those precious customer information of your exchange does not get leaked? And how do you ensure the information you receive from the counterparty is valid, is authentic? So those are the requirements. Those are the challenges. And Signa Bridge is designed very specifically to solve all the challenges above. So Signa Bridge, it is a JavaScript API service. It's easy to integrate. That's one of the advantages. It takes an exchange only 2 to 6 weeks to onboard the function and start sharing customer information with other VASPs in the Signa network. And second, it ensures the quality of the customer information shared in the network, because we only onboard legitimate crypto exchanges, like either you are a licensed exchange in a G20 country, or your exchange receives Big Four accounting firms audit in your cybersecurity functions and your customer privacy protection schemes. So we do ensure the quality of the data and how your data will be stored after the counterparty receives your data. We definitely don't want your exchange share 1 million customer profiles with other exchange, and then next day they sell your customer data to others, right? Yeah. And also, the whole information sharing process is done within 1 second without longer latency. It's because we design in a centralized method that does not require to be on blockchain confirmation. So it's a completely off-chain solution to ensure the maximum efficiency. Because for user experience, when they are sending a crypto transaction, they definitely don't want to have their transactions delayed for whatever reason. That is why our solution is off the chain, centralized solution. So yeah, to summarize, the advantages are easy to integrate, quality data, private data sharing. What is that one? Oh, fast speed. Sure. Good question. Thank you, Andy. So the reason we started this second product line, Signal Bridge, from the original only one CoolWallet S product line is because when we were developing the product and when we trying to visualize what's happening in the next 3, 5, 10 years, we realized regulation is really the key for this industry to take off. And the more we think about it, the more we realize, even the wallets, even the hardware wallets will eventually be regulated, will eventually be KYC'd, will eventually be compliant. And then we started to think, how, as a wallet provider, can we build a compliant function within the wallet? Then we started to think, how do we really attach, or you can say bundle a person's identity into a crypto address itself. That's how we began to think about this whole compliance and regulatory issue. Then when we were doing the research, we realized the next big regulatory requirement actually was coming from FATF. And their most urgent requirement was this travel rule, was this recommendation 16, paragraph 7b, that requires customer information sharing across exchanges. And we even think eventually they will extend this requirement further to include custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. Right now, they only require virtual asset service providers like exchanges to share. But one country, that is Switzerland, and their financial authority called FINMA, already announced all licensed exchanges in their country can only deal with a KYC address, including non-custodial wallets. So you can see there's a trend towards that direction. That is why, as a solution provider, we gotta prepare ourselves. And then when we realized nobody was doing this sort of network to help solving this KYC sharing problems, then we thought, why don't we do it ourselves? And this Signal Bridge can eventually help the CoolWallet to build their own KYC system and then share their customer information with an exchange too. That's how we evolved.
So to make it short, right? Signal Bridge is a solution that allows, for now, the exchanges to easily in seconds fulfill all of the regulation requirements, right? And by using Signal Bridge, you implement it, and you are let's say compliant, right? By using this solution, right? And CoolBitX is also using this solution.
So CoolBitX, the CoolWallet S, right now does not use the solution yet. We are planning to do it in next year.
I got it. So the thing, so CoolBitX as a company, right? You are, tell me if I'm right or wrong, you are developing the ecosystem that helps other companies to be compliant with the regulations, as well as building your own system for people to enter the space, like with hardware wallet, right? As an easy way to store, easy and secure way to store your crypto, to store your Bitcoins or any other, right? It's an interesting, very interesting approach. Definitely not a regular one, because there are so many companies. I mean, like doing wallets, right? And even hardware wallets, and new hardware wallets do appear still. But you are going a different way. So you are looking much further, and your approach is that everything will be regulated. So we want to take this path, right? I got it. Do you have any other plans for your CoolBitX ecosystem? So let's say right now it's a hardware wallet. You're developing a regulation compliant solution called Signa Bridge. What else is in your roadmap?
Well, I think that Signa Bridge alone, it's going to take us a long time to be covering the whole market. So it is covering most of our roadmap.
How long will it take, do you think? So, because you're developing a pretty future-going thing, right? I mean, like, if you believe that it will be wholly regulated, right? Personally, I think that definitely it will be the case as well. But how long is this path? I mean, like, when do you think people will really start to use your product, right?
Okay, great question. So right now we already have 10 exchanges signed MOU with us, and some of them already started testing. And we plan to have those functions in production with those exchanges by April next year. And after that, we expect within the next 18 months, we will have over 50% of the licensed exchanges market.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So what you are saying is that exchanges that are already compliant, they already start to use your platform. They start using your solution.
They started testing.
Testing.
They will make it into production after they tested the product.
I got it. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's talk a little bit more about security as well, right? Because like regulation is one thing. It's great that you are developing a solution in that part of our industry, which is like pretty a lacking part. But security is another thing, right? So people, I mean, like security is one of the things that is a good part, like Bitcoin, for example, right? And a bad part as well. Like when talking about exchanges, there are lots of hacks, lots of buzz around it, right? People lose their crypto. So when talking about your wallet, when talking about security as a whole in our industry, how CoolBitX is really contributing into that, into the security of the space?
Okay, so before we dive into that, let me give you some idea of how CoolBitX think about this industry and where we fit in. When I started the company, we thought there are three key components that will help this crypto industry to take off. First, it's security. Second, it's user experience. Third, it's compliance. And in the last questions, you already covered the compliance. And now, why security? It's because when we look at this crypto market, it essentially is another financial market that needs a stable, safe environment for retail investors and institutional investors to be comfortable to trade, to invest their money in, because we're talking about billions and billions of US dollars. That's a lot. And imagine yourself is a investor and you were about to buy some stocks on NASDAQ. Let's say that, for example. And then at the 8 p.m. News channel tonight, they tell you, whoa, NASDAQ just got hacked. X amount of XYZ stock was hacked, was stolen. by hacker. As an investor, how would you react to that news?
Yeah, I will panic. I will panic. Yeah.
Yeah. If you already own some stocks there, you will probably sell them because now you not only need to deal with the fluctuation of the prices, you also need to deal with the chances of your asset getting stolen. So the risk just escalated to another level. And right now, in the crypto industry, we are dealing with that mentality already because from time to time, you see news about retail user getting hacked, retail user account getting hacked, that exchange got hacked. Just a few weeks ago, one Korean exchange got hacked, 100 million US dollars worth of crypto.
Something like that,
So,
yeah. 50 to 100
yeah,
million, don't remember for sure.
yeah. So that is the kind of news that's hurting this industry. It's stopping more mainstream investors from going in. So the key role CoolBitX is playing here is providing a secure environment for investors to store their crypto in to this CoolWallet S. They save it offline securely there, and when they need to trade it, they can trade it instantly because it's easy to use. That's the key. So we want to provide this kind of safer environment for them to trade more comfortably.
Got it. And as for user experience, as I know, you are one of the first wallets to use the Bluetooth for that, right? So it's pretty easy to merge the phone with the hardware wallet, to transfer, to do all of that stuff, right? So that's your approach regarding in terms of user experience.
Correct. So we are the world first wallet company that leverage the Bluetooth in our hardware wallet. Not only that, our hardware wallet, not sure if you've seen before, it's actually in a credit card form factor. It looks like a credit card, same thickness, same size, and you can even bend it. And as you can see, I just took it out from my own wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can essentially take it with you everywhere. And because of the Bluetooth, you can make a transaction using your smartphone anytime. That means you can leave your laptop at home. You don't need to carry a USB cable anymore. Because we don't want to sell you a super safe wallet, but you end up not using it because it's too troublesome.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
In our industry now. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. The first time I got the CoolBitX wallet was at BlockShow meetup in Taipei in 2018. I don't remember who exactly that was from CoolBitX, but yeah, I received it as a gift. It was a nice gift, and thank you for that. Yeah. So before we end up with the interview, Michael, what are your thoughts on 2020? What do you expect in terms of the development of the whole industry, as well as the crypto prices as well, of course?
Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I won't comment on the pricing, but I can tell you one historical reference. In Japan, when they formally regulate the forex market, that industry took off. The mainstream investors, retail investors, institutional investors just flooded into the forex market. So in 2020, thanks to FATF, thanks to United Nations, it's the big year for regulation to be adopted. So 2020 will definitely be a big year for crypto because regulation is welcoming the more mainstream market.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for a nice interview, for telling us more about the industry, about CoolBitX, and about Signal, of course. Thank you, everybody, for watching this, and see you at the further interviews of our speakers of the latest BlockShow Asia 2019. Bye-bye.